Hey guys, Joel's coming at you with another reasoning session. Today I'm going to be sharing a bit more about manifesting.
Come now and let us reason together. Come now, we can talk it over.
And the passage I'm going to be sharing on comes from the Tehillah, or the Psalms in English. Psalms is kind of an ambiguous term. The word Tehillah actually is the plural form of Tehillah, which is one of the many words used for like praise in the Hebrew scriptures. Tehillah actually means a spontaneous utterance that actually comes forth out of you. So it's kind of like a prophetic utterance, but not quite. This is more like an exaltation or a song. But I mean, I could make a whole video just on that subject itself. Probably a whole series, actually. Let's not go down that rabbit hole. Today, I just want to share a little bit from the 127th Tehillah. And it starts off, "Except Yahweh build the house, they labor in vain that build it. Except Yahweh keep the city, the watchman wakes, but in vain." So again, like I said, this is an allusion to manifesting. When you actually build any kind of experience in life, this is not just talking about a physical house. This is talking about your plans. What are your plans? And if Yahweh is not part of that construction, no matter how hard you labor, it's gonna be in vain. Unless the city or whatever system that you're looking after as a watchman, unless that whole edifice is being kept by, this principle of seed time and harvest. I mean, if you sow negative seeds and then you're scrambling to watch to keep away danger, it's not going to do you much good in the long run. That circle is going to close. You are going to face justice one day. It's inevitable. And that's what the term Yahweh embodies. I've talked about this in my other videos. This is what the word Yahweh literally means. It's not a proper name. I mean, it could be by extension, but the word itself literally means he who is, always has been, and always will be. In other words, what you put out is what you get back. You do something to others, you're going to reap that harvest. So unless Yahweh keeps the city, you can wake up to watch for enemies and invaders. But guess what? You're going to be waking up in those early morning hours in vain. And of course, this is more than just literal. It's very metaphorical. It's very symbolic. You can apply it to anything in your life that you're trying to build, what you're trying to manifest. Are you doing it from an egoic perspective? Are you actually trying to negate negative seeds that you've planted? And quite frankly, you're just keeping on planting and thinking that you're going to get away with it by setting these visualizations out in the ether. Guess what? Divine justice isn't mocked. If you're doing this in a crooked way from your ego, it's going to catch up with you. Moving on to the next verse, it even exemplifies. It says, "It is vain for you to rise up early and to sit up late, to eat the bread of sorrows. For so he gives his beloved sleep." So again, that's an allusion to manifesting from an egoic perspective. Are you rising early? Are you sitting late? Are you putting all this work in? And it says eating the bread of sorrows. Bread refers to actually kneading the dough and creating this whole recipe of what you want to bring forth. But are you doing so with toil? Guess what? It's going to be vain for you if you're not doing it in this system of generation. If you hack the system of generation and if you work together with it, it will actually give you such rest that you'll be able to do whatever you thought you needed a whole day to do in just 15 minutes. It's that easy. Quite frankly, me recording this video is a manifestation of that. I would have taken notes. I would have planned like, where am I going to park and how am I going to record this? What am I going to say? Honestly, if I just meditate and spend my time with Source, plant those seeds, these videos are just spontaneous. And honestly, I'm getting more and more of these all the time. This really is the message that Source is giving me because I'm spending more time tuned into Source. So I have more of Source just to share into the world. It's that simple. And what's interesting is that for me, this is manifesting as me sharing a message. For you, it might be something else. And mind you, it's not just a message for me. There's art, there's music, there's food. Relationships are totally different now. My life is completely accelerated, and it's accelerating. I can feel like the propulsion behind this now that I'm tuned into Source. But it's going to be different for everybody. What is Source calling you to do? Work with that. There's a vision in your heart. It's not in your ego brain. You're not trying to get a better house because you think you want to live better. If Source is calling you to be a better person, that better house is just going to manifest, because if you have a better house, you're going to better be able to be that person that Source has called you to be anyway. But that's just going to be a byproduct of you tapping into Source and really bearing your true intention, your true talent, and your true connectivity with this ecosystem or multi-layered organism of society into holism. Like once you tap into that space, like I said, your propulsion is going to just take off exponentially. And I also just want to add one verse from the Oracle of Zechariah, chapter 4, verse 6. This is when they were trying to rebuild the walls and rebuild Jerusalem. And you know, there's a lot of logistics in a project like that. They've got to organize people. And of course, there were naysayers and of course, enemies they had to deal with that didn't exactly like these people coming back and laying claim to this land. But this oracle, this utterance, this word came to Zechariah, and the angel that appeared to him told him to tell the guy in charge of building the walls, it's not by might, nor by power, but by my spirit, says Yahweh Tsabaoth, or Yahweh of hosts, Yahweh of the angelic armies. This is talking about the master of a force that runs things on a level that is not physical. We're trying to fight with the physical. We think we know what we want, but actually just getting that might make you happy for like an afternoon, maybe a day, maybe a bit longer, but is it really going to bring you that satisfaction that allows Source to speak through you with such a fervor, with such a fire, with such... guys, I can only speak for myself, and I want this intensity for all of you, because we're all here for a reason, and we all want to live our best life yet. We all deserve that. So let's tap in and actually start manifesting that around us. The more that bubble increases around us, the more other people are going to be influenced by it, and the more we can actually create a world that's more in line with a utopia. If not a total utopia, at least more of it, right? So let's tap in and really usher in this new age, because hey, we're the only catalyst that can actually bring it to pass. So stay optimistic and do your part, because this age, it's coming. So you might as well be part of it. You don't want to be there unwillingly anyway. You don't want to be fighting and kicking and screaming every step of the way. So I love you guys. I'll see you in the next. So I love you guys. Really, I do. From the bottom of my heart, I want this for all of you. I'll see you in the next reasoning sesh. Stay well and stay optimistic. Joel signing out once again. Agape, Salaam, Namaste, Shalom.